Welcome back. Well, it's time to meet our amazing woman of South Mississippi for the month of March. Carol Williams is involved in just about everything you can think of in Poplarville, and she is quite loved in the community, and she joins me now to tell me all about her heart for service. So Carol, first off, thank you so much for joining us today, and of course, being out here in this weather and whatnot.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So you do just about everything imaginable. What can you tell me about what you do?
Well, my service part started in 2014 because that's when I came up with an idea of having this program that's pretty well known around the country called Backpack Buddies of Poplarville. Since then, this is our 11th year. We had started out, our first delivery had 3 students, and I cried.
Aww.
And then now we are to averaging 152 students per week.
Wow.
The greatest thing about our program is it is right there in Poplarville. It's the 4 schools, lower, upper, middle, and high. And the students that receive this, it's totally anonymous. Mm-hmm. So we have no idea who it is. We have coordinators. And then the next thing that I started working on after Backpack was a program out at Pearl River Community College where I taught for 28 years. And we opened a building and we called it the station because it used to be the former police station.
Oh, wow.
And in the station, the front portion is called the market and it's food, and then the back section is clothing for guys and girls. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many times a kid would come in and they would say, "Miss Williams, I got a speech," and I would say, "When is it?" 10 minutes. And so you could go in there, they get the clothes, it's totally free. And that started in 2018. I retired in December of 2019 and it's going really well at Pearl River. And then I immersed myself in the Chamber of Commerce, and that's where I got all over town. You mentioned something crazy
Yes.
that you heard about me. This past year, I am really not sure who did it, but someone found an old picture on Facebook of me and made Christmas ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put Christmas ornaments in shops like the coffee shop, the children's shop, all the bank. And it was funny at first, but then it got kind of creepy. And so I called the bank and said, "Do you have cameras? Who's doing this?"
Yep.
But it became so humorous on Facebook that people would say, "Oh, we're going Christmas caroling this weekend," and they made it like a scavenger hunt, and they would post their child's picture with my Christmas carol in the tree. So from being with Backpack to the chamber to writing grants to now, 2 weeks ago, I am the interim Main Street Poplarville director.
Wow.
So along with being very involved in my church and my children and grandchildren all live in Orlando, so I guess that's why it gives me more time because I get to spend very little time with them.
Awesome. Well, real quickly before we go, what does it mean? What does the community of Poplarville mean to you?
The community of Poplarville means home. It means safety. It means something that I can take pride in because I've watched it become something that I am proud of. It's making big strides, but it still has that real small town because it is a small town.
Right, it's tiny.
2,866, but it's the people are genuine there. You're pretty close to a lot of different areas. You're kind of in a nucleus right there with a lot of offshoots and Poplarville. I never thought that I started in a small town in Brandon, Mississippi. That's where I was born, and I ended up in a small town. So evidently, I'm just a small town girl.
I guess so. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Stick with us, South Mississippi. More news and weather after this break.